You're listening to Dark Encounters. Subscribe. Stories made to keep you company in the dark. Tonight's tale is Devil Bear. The story of a mother, her daughter, and a toy that never learned to stay in the trash. Dim the light, close your eyes, and don't feed the bear. Morning begins with the sound of a ceiling fan ticking above an empty kitchen. The light is grey, the kind that never quite becomes day. Claire Dawson stands at the sink, stirring instant coffee that's already gone cold. From the living room comes the brittle rattle of a man's snore. Mark is on the couch again. An empty bottle lies on the carpet, rolling when the fan stirs the air. Claire tells herself she won't start another fight this early. Not today. It's Lily's birthday. She sets a small plate of toast on the table, trying to ignore the smell of whiskey that leaks through the apartment. Then she sees it. A teddy bear, sitting upright in Lily's chair, ribbon crooked, fur the colour of ash. A birthday tag dangles from one paw, half torn. To Lily. Nothing else. She asks Mark about it. He doesn't remember buying it. He mutters something about a thrift shop, about a box of toys a friend left by the dumpster behind his warehouse. Claire just sighs. Lily will love it, she thinks. And she does. When Lily comes in, sleepy eyes, hair in a tangle, she gasps, hugs the bear tight. Its fur leaves a faint dust on her pajamas, like soot. His name's Teddy, she says. Original, Claire murmurs, smiling anyway. The day drifts by in small chores and muffled cartoons. Claire cleans, Mark dozes. The bear moves from couch to hallway to Lily's room. Each time Claire passes the doorway, she could swear its head is turned a little more toward her. She blames the angle, the shadows. Late afternoon. A crash from the bedroom, sharp enough to break her train of thought. She runs in. A vase shattered on the floor, water seeping under the rug. Lily stands frozen, bear in her arms. I didn't do it, the child says. Teddy did. Claire forces a laugh she doesn't feel. You have to be careful with your toys, honey. But as she kneels to sweep up the glass, she notices the pattern in the water on the wood. 5 little marks, curved like claws. She touches them, and the light flickers. The air hums for just a second, too high to be hearing, too low to be imagination. She stands, listening. The fan ticks again. From the living room, Mark mutters in his sleep, and behind her, the bear's button eyes seem to catch what little light is left. Act 2. The Hunger. Nights stretch long when there's no one to talk to. Mark's gone most evenings now, the hospital keeping him overnight to treat the leg he gashed at work. The apartment feels too large without his noise, without his breath. Just Claire, Lily, and the bear. It sits at the foot of Lily's bed like a small sentry. When Claire tucks her daughter in, she tells herself to be grateful for anything that helps the child sleep. But the moment the light clicks off, something in the room seems to breathe. At first, it's small things. A picture frame tipped face down on the dresser. Little paw prints in the hallway dust that don't match Lily's slippers. She wipes them away each morning, but they always return, tracking toward the kitchen. One evening, while folding laundry, she hears Lily whispering. Claire steps closer to the doorway. The girl's voice is soft, like someone practicing new words. Then another voice answers, low and heavy, almost inside the walls. A vibration more than a sound. "Who are you talking to, sweetheart?" Lily hugs the bear. "He was telling me a story." Claire forces a smile. "What kind of story?" "The hungry kind." That night, Claire finds honey smeared in little streaks across the wall. Tiny handprints leading down the hall, glowing faintly in the streetlight. She calls for Lily. The child's asleep, her palms clean. The bear sits upright beside her pillow. The honey glistens on its paws. Claire doesn't sleep after that. She lies in bed listening to the slow creak of the hallway boards, counting them, matching them to a rhythm that doesn't belong to wind or plumbing. Sometimes it stops right outside her door. Sometimes she hears a faint sniffing sound, like a nose pressed against the wood. By the third night, exhaustion wins. She wakes before dawn to a smell, something sweet burning. Smoke drifts beneath her door. In the kitchen, a pot boils over on the stove. Milk and oats hiss against the burner. Lily stands on a chair, stirring with both hands. Steam beads on her face. She looks up, smiling faintly. "He was hungry," she says. Claire's voice shakes. "Who?" Lily doesn't blink. "Teddy." The word lands heavy in the air, as if someone else spoke it through her. Claire pulls the pot from the stove, slams it into the sink, and gathers her daughter in her arms. The smell of burnt sugar clings to the bear, resting in the chair like it's been waiting to be fed. That night, Claire doesn't put it back on the bed. She takes a trash bag from the cabinet, slides the bear inside, ties it tight. The knot trembles in her hands. Out in the alley, she drops the bag into the garbage bin and presses the lid down with a brick. The sound echoes up the walls of the apartment building. She stays there for a moment, watching her breath in the cold air, waiting for silence to return. It does, but faintly, so faintly she might be imagining it. From inside the bin comes a small rustle, like cloth turning over, and then 3 slow scratches against the metal. Act 3. The Return. By morning, the alley is silent. Claire checks the bin before taking Lily to school. The lid still weighted with the brick, the bag untouched. She breathes easier for the first time in days. Maybe she's lost her mind, she thinks. Maybe it was just a child's game that got too big in her head. That night, the wind returns. It rattles the windows, finds every crack in the old frame. Claire reads until her eyes ache, then turns off the lamp. For a while, there's peace, until she hears the soft thump, thump from Lily's room. "Lily?" she calls. No answer. Another thump. A muffled giggle that isn't her daughter's. She opens the door. The room is chaos. Dollhouse overturned. Books spilled across the floor. And the bear is back. Sitting neatly in the center of the bed, paws resting on Lily's blanket, fur damp as though it's come in from the rain. "How did it?" Claire stops herself. Lily stirs, half awake, murmurs, "He missed me." Claire snatches the bear, her hands shaking. It's heavier than before. The stuffing inside seems to shift on its own. A low vibration runs through it, like a cat's purr slowed down to a growl. In the kitchen, she sets it on the table, grabs the sewing scissors from the drawer. The silence deepens. Then she begins to cut. The first slice resists, thick thread biting back. A smell escapes. Wet earth, rust, something older. She cuts again, the sound dull and sticky. Something slides out. A wad of stuffing, matted with blonde strands, the hair from Lily's doll, the one that had gone missing the week before. Claire's breath catches. Inside the hollow, she glimpses something else, glistening, pulsing faintly like a heartbeat, wrapped in cloth. She drops the scissors. The overhead light flickers, once, twice, then dies. From the dark comes a sound, a slow inhalation, drawn through teeth. Then the scraping of claws on tile. She backs toward the hallway, calling for Lily, voice breaking. The child appears at the doorway, eyes wide, clutching the blanket. Behind her, the shadows move. Boards groan as if something massive is crawling between the walls. "Don't look," Claire whispers, pulling Lily close. They stumble toward the bedroom, slam the door, lean their weight against it. A heartbeat's pause, then a blow, hard enough to shake the frame. Paint flakes from the wall. Another blow, wood splitting, hinges screaming. Through the widening crack slides a single dark claw, tracing down the plaster in a slow, deliberate arc. The growl that follows is not loud. It's deep enough to feel in bone. Lily buries her face against her mother's chest. Claire closes her eyes and prays to no one in particular. The last thing she hears before the door gives way is a voice, soft and childish, coming from the bear, or from somewhere inside her daughter's throat. He's hungry again. Dark encounters. Tales from beyond the veil.